Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and Marvel's The Eternals is starting to reveal some major chunks of its mystery plot, with its director Chloe Zhao and star Kumail Nanjiani hinting at its epic scale, and if you were reading between those lines, dropping a huge clue for how this film will link the MCU's past with its future. Potential spoilers ahead, because we are uncovering the Eternals plot and MCU's Phase 4 plans by diving deep into Kumail's abs with another New Rockstars tweet down. So a quick reminder of what the Eternals are, just to give you a quick refresher. The Eternals are immortal beings living in secret on Earth since ancient times. The cast includes Gemma Chan as Cersei, Richard Madden as Icarus, Angelina Jolie as Thena, Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo, Salma Hayek as Ajak, Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos, Lauren Ridloff as Makari, Leah McHugh as Sprite, Don Lee as Gilgamesh, Barry Kogan as Druig, and Kit Harington as playing Dane Whitman, a human who falls in love with Cersei. The Eternals were created as an experiment by the Celestials thousands of years ago. Celestials are 20 giant armored space gods. 3 have appeared in MCU, Aeson the Searcher in Guardians of the Galaxy, Ego in Guardians Volume 2, and the severed celestial head of Nowhere. The Celestials put the Eternals on Earth to defend the planet from the evil deviants, and while they were doing this, they also created mankind and mutant kind. Helping us understand how the Hell director Chloe Zhao will adapt this in the film, delayed to February 2021, has been Kumail Nanjiani, who recently tweeted, quote, "The movie will be worth the wait. It's the most exciting, fun, epic, thrilling, hilarious, and moving project I've ever been a part of, and it's massive. The scale of it is unlike anything I've ever seen. I would walk on a shoot and be awestruck by the sets every day." So we get it. Bigger than Endgame. Way to set those expectations at a reasonable height, Kumail. But Kumail's statements hit us after an article about director Chloe Zhao, in which Kevin Feige sang her praises, saying her initial pitch to us was fascinating. And frankly, one of the reasons we moved forward with the movie was because the vision she brought to it. The article goes on to say that Zhao embedded in the film a theme rooted in her childhood. She said, "I have such deep, strong manga roots. I brought some of that into Eternals, and I look forward to pushing more of that marriage of East and West." She says the film is literally about the history of humanity. Quote, "How much further and bigger can we go after Endgame? Because I'm not just making the film as a director, I'm making the film as a fan." Whoa, we actually are seriously aiming for bigger than Endgame. Got it. But before we continue, losing your hair is a bummer. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. We don't want that, we'll get cold. Well, with Keeps, it's easier and more affordable to get treatment for your hair loss and help you keep the hair that you have. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there, but at half the cost of your local pharmacy. And you don't even have to go to a doctor's office. You can do it all from home, where you're probably stuck right now. You meet with a doctor online and they ship the treatment right to your home. Find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors, and nearly 100,000 men trust Keeps for their hair loss prevention medication. So if you're noticing that you're losing your hair, do something about it. For a limited time, go to keeps.com/newrockstars or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. What a deal! But when it comes to Nanjiani, in addition to making headlines with his new physique, he also revealed in a podcast interview last March that his Eternal character Kingo took on the modern-day identity of a famous Bollywood movie star, and that he would be taking part in an amazing Bollywood dance sequence.
In my character, for instance, we were all like, all right, keep a low profile, nobody should know, and so I go and become a Bollywood movie star, right? That's like my secret identity. So we were all supposed to be like quiet, and I've become like the biggest Bollywood movie star. I took months of Bollywood dance classes to prepare for that. It's really a workout. And you know, there's like 52 dancers, and 51 of them are professional dancers. And then there's me.
But there was a statement a few minutes earlier in this podcast episode that caught my ear. Some riffing between Nanjiani and the host about Thanos.
And for some reason, Thanos is there.
Yeah, he's there.
I mean, he's an immigrant.
Yeah, he is an immigrant.
He is.
That is true, and he's a person of color.
He's a literal person of color.
He is purple, I believe.
I guess.
He fits.
Yes, just a joke, but as I learned in some culty improv classes I spent thousands of dollars and a decade of my life doing, there is truth in comedy. And this Kingo actor calling Thanos an immigrant is interesting, considering Thanos comic creator Jim Starlin revealed earlier this year that he believed young Thanos would appear in this Eternals film. So did Nanjiani just reveal a huge component of the Eternals plot? It isn't just Kumail Nanjiani's Thanos joke and Jim Starlin's statement that leads us to believe the Eternals film could show us a Thanos origin story, or even the young Thanos concept art Marvel has drawn up in the past. See, in the Marvel comics, Thanos is biologically an Eternal, the son of Eternals Sui-san and Alars, which Infinity War went out of its way to remind us of.
Thanos, son of Elos.
Both parents were Eternals of Titan, but Thanos was born with the freak deviant gene, which made him an outcast. Now, Infinity War gave us only a little of Thanos' backstory on that planet.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Yes, Thanos suggests that the so-called intelligent life of Utopia Titan were skeptical of his warnings of overpopulation and ignored him until it was too late. Catastrophic ruin. But why was Thanos ignored? Is Marvel suggesting that even advanced civilizations shrug off environmental alarmists as being too extreme? I don't know about that. Xandar has 12 billion people and 3 suns, yet manages to make it all work. Like, if the Marvel universe can figure out teleportation networks, I think they can manage their carbon emissions. I think it is possible that Thanos went ignored and made out to be an extremist whose advice everyone did the opposite of because he was purple, because he carried a deviant gene, because he was an immigrant. Consider how coincidental it is that much of the action in this Marvel universe is centered around this little unevolved pale blue dot, Terra, C-53. We didn't even make the top 50 Cs. I believe this Eternals film is gonna give us some big answers as to why Earth is so geocentric to this Marvel universe. Because the Celestials chose it. Chose Earth as a meek, unassuming, innocent petri dish in which to conduct their ancient experiments that led to the Eternals, the Deviants, humankind, and mutant kind. But during those early stages, there was a mistake. A forbidden love affair that led to a deviant gene sneaking its way into the genetically perfect Eternal gene pool, leading generations later to this delivery room Thanos, a child born from Eternal parents and brought to the Eternals colony of Titan, an immigrant who grows up as an outsider, just trying to help his home world, but scorned as a freak. I think the tragedy of Thanos will be how this Eternals film goes further and bigger than Endgame. To use the director's words, the fascinating pitch that Kevin Feige was alluding to, a recontextualization of the villain of the Infinity Saga as a misunderstood other. That's right, Thanos did nothing wrong, he was just different. And that theme of ostracizing the other seems to be at the core of Zhao's vision for the Eternals. The love between Dane Whitman and Cersei is forbidden. They are star-crossed lovers, one Eternal, one human. And I'm willing to bet the deviance of the story will be revealed to be like the art I spend all my time appreciating, not that deviant. And so the counter theme of tolerance, I believe, will carry over into how the Eternals sets up Marvel's future. Because the most critical lesson the Eternals can learn from the tragedy of Thanos is that the freaky outsiders have a place in society too. And that includes the other category of intelligent life created by the Celestials on Earth thousands of years ago, mutants. And while the Marvel world made the mistake of ignoring one genius baldy until he tried to kill half of them, they're not gonna make the mistake with the next bald weirdo. To discuss these Marvel theories directly with me, join New Rockstars' official Discord server, which we offer to patrons of New Rockstars at any tier. Just go to patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me on Instagram at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Boom.